Can you tell us about the family you helped rescue?
Yeah, well, gosh, after we got into the town of Rolling Fork, that was the first problem, was finding our way into the town because everything was blocked off. The streets were blocked off. There were trees down everywhere. There were power lines down everywhere. I mean, it was just absolute chaos. And I said it was like walking through a minefield. And somehow we found our way into the areas that were damaged the worst. And once we finally got through this minefield of like hazards, we heard a woman yelling from pretty far away at that point, but that became our focus. So once we found the area where the family was, once we got to that house, it was very eerie because the TV inside of the house was still just sitting on the dresser, like untouched, unaffected. But the roof was ripped off, most of the walls were ripped off, part of the house was totally caved in. And then the grandmother was just sitting in that bedroom. Again, the TV was sitting on the dresser and it didn't move an inch. But we said, hey, it's not safe in this house because all the smoke alarms were going off and we were worried about other hazards like gas leaks, or there were also still exposed electrical wires in the house at that moment. So it was at that moment when the little girl, who I've been calling her like a beacon of hope, she put her arms up and she wanted me to pick her up. And I looked at the mother and I said, is it okay if I pick her up? And she said, oh yeah, of course. So I did exactly that. And just being able to hold that little girl and just...
Let's bring out the family he helped rescue. Come on out! How did you feel when Johnny decided he wanted to help you rebuild your home?
Johnny has been saying it was God sent, and that's what I've been saying, that it is God sent, and it is divine favor that someone wants to help us, didn't know anything about us, and God knows what he's doing, you know. Through it all, he knows what he's doing. We're a close-knit family, me and my mom and my brothers, so everything that we had was just what we had. You know, we worked hard for everything that we had. So for someone to come in and say, hey, I want to do this for you, it's just amazing. And we know that God does everything for a reason. And I do know that we're gonna come out better than we were before.
We want to help y'all out, so we want to give you $5,000 to help you reach your goal. Hopefully that helps make a difference. Yes. Now, Kevin, I saw you helping a delivery lady. Like, what happened in that moment?
So she saw her come up on the Ring camera when she pulled up to the house, and when I opened the door, she was on the ground, and it kind of took me by surprise. She was only concerned about the food. You know, I went outside, I tried to help her up, and she's like, I ruined your food, I ruined your food. I'm like, I don't care about the food. I care that you're okay. Right? So.
And Lacey, were you surprised to see, you know, her age and her being a delivery lady?
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, to be completely honest. When he came back in and we watched the video back and saw how hard she fell, we were just in shock.
What did you think? How did you feel when they showed up at your job?
Okay, I was at my job, and this was before we opened, and my manager, Lena, called me over and said, Barbara, there are 2 people here to see you. And I go, to see me? Okay. So when I turned around and I saw it was Lacey and Kevin, I thought they just came by to see how I was doing. So I walked over to the counter, and their little girl, so sweet, she came around with a bouquet of flowers and was hugging me and handed me the flowers. And then the other little girl was supposed to give me the candy, but she was so shy. She was hanging on Daddy's leg. And so they presented me with the candy and everything, and they asked me how I was doing. I said, fine. They said, well, we have something else we want to present you with. I said, what? Wow. And so when they presented the GoFundMe to me, within what, a day?
A day?
About 12 hours.
12 hours, it was what, over
$50,000.
$50,000. $50,000. I lost it. I started crying, I started hugging, I started thinking, and then my mind went blank. Just went blank. I just went numb because I was pinching myself. Is this a dream? Is this a dream? But no, it wasn't a dream. It was real.
It's real.
It was real.
And you are loved.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. That's for sure. If I could stop crying, because this hits home for me, we want to give you something special too, Kevin and Lacey. Get ready to pack your bags for a well-deserved spring break, for your whole family, because we are sending you all on an unforgettable vacation to Kalahari Resorts, home of America's largest indoor water park. Keep setting the example and be a blessing. Can you explain what coffee, hip hop, and mental health is?
Yeah, so it's an organization, right? And like the beautiful thing about it, it's not just a coffee shop, even though the coffee shop is the foundation of what we do. It's a place that we can create like a space for people to show up to talk about their stuff, right? Without bias, without judgment. Mm-hmm. This space is beautiful because we hold conversations all over the city, right? Group therapy, men's therapy, right? Free yoga, all these programs that Black men, women, and children can show up, but not just Black people, the entire community. And then we have this beautiful coffee shop, which is the hub for resources, right? Where you can show up, and it's a donation for a coffee shop. So you can show up and say, hey, either I'll buy a $10 latte or let me choose my price, because we want everybody to show up. So if you don't have money or you have money, come to the coffee shop and we'll show you some love.
What has the response been like from the community?
The response has been great. That was somebody that told me they fell back in love with Chicago again. That was cool. It was this one brother that came to like our first year anniversary right in the heart of the pandemic. He walked in crying, had his mask on, in tears. He said, because of your story and what you're doing, you gave me permission like to want to get therapy. So he said, can you help me find a therapist so I can go get some help so I can stop hurting the people that I love every day? Isn't that beautiful?
That is so beautiful.
Right?
So Christopher, we think what you are doing is absolutely amazing, and our friends at BetterHelp heard about your cause and want to help you towards your goal. Nice. So they have decided to donate you $25,000 to coffee, hip hop, and mental health. You've blessed so many, they want to bless you. Okay, all right, thank you to our partnership. Yes, it's all for you.
Thank you.
Tell everyone why you wrote into the show.
So I wrote into the Miss J. Hood show because I came across, as I was looking for tickets, I came across if you're a teacher and you want help, like support. And so I thought, I don't need anything tangible, even though we are a Title I school funded with Title I, we could use some like tangible things, but that's so not what I wanted. I wanted you to just give a word to our kiddos. They face so much. Right. After COVID, I don't know how many of you are aware, but in St. Louis, particularly the county areas in July, we were hit with some of the worst flooding we've seen. Wow. And those babies who were coming off of COVID and all of the trauma of that, a lot of our kids were displaced. Yeah. We have children that are living with relatives. We call that contingency because they are now unhomed or unhoused. And they saw a lot. Those are real life pictures that is not, cropped or media adjusted. And so I just wanted you to just give them a sense of hope and tell them, you know what, you got this, you can do this. That would mean the world to them, just to have somebody say, it got bad, but it gets better. It does get better, that's for sure. You know what, they actually have a message for you. Let's take a look, yes.
Hi, Ms. Jones. You're the best teacher in the school year, and you help me with everything I need help with. Love you, Miss Johnson. Hi, Miss Johnson. I'm grateful that you're my teacher and you're the best. Thank you for helping me with my math. You're the best math teacher ever.
in kindergarten, you introduced me to the song Black Butterfly by Denise Williams, and today it is now my favorite song.
You made second grade one of the best times I've ever had. You also made me want to come to school every single day.
When I'm always down, you always cheer me up, and that's what I like about you. And you's my favorite teacher.
I am so grateful for teachers like you who build you up with knowledge, courage, wisdom, and turn into lifelong family.
Ms. Johnson helped me with learning, reading, and a lot of things else. And she was very compassionate about our learning.
Some things I like about Ms. Johnson is that she's nice and she's always kind to me. And she's always happy, and she always thinks about how other people feel.
I really miss you, and I really want you to know how much we all appreciate you.
You deserve everything coming your way, and I just want you to know you have a whole bunch of people rooting for you.
I love you, Ms. Johnson. Thank you for teaching us. Thank you so much, Ms. Johnson. You are the best teacher ever. We love you, Ms. Johnson.
I got the tissues for you.
I need the tissue.
We partnered with Kalahari Resorts, home to America's largest indoor water parks. Yes, they heard about your dedication to your students and want to help you. So we're giving your school $10,000. I don't want to get to crying. I know. You started a nonprofit at 8 years old. Can you tell us about it?
So Listways Lights is a nonprofit that I created when I was 8 years old, and we donate night lights to children in foster care to help brighten their world. And since 2019, we've been able to donate over 15,000 night lights to children in foster care to all 50 states and 9 countries.
Wow. How did you come up with the idea?
Well, I heard that some foster kids might have to leave in the middle of the night, and they sometimes can't take anything. And so being a kid that was afraid of the dark in my own home, I couldn't imagine what it would be like having to travel to a new home where you may not know anybody. And so having that nightlight could help them feel more safe and comfortable in that new home.
That is so beautiful. You've done quite a bit, young lady. What is your goal for the next year?
So this year, we want to be able to donate 2,500 nightlights, and so that would bring up our total to 17,500 nightlights. And then we also want to hold a couple more in-person events, and one of those would be a field day for the foster kid families so that they could compete against the other families and then have just fun outside.
Do you see the joy on her face? Oh my God, we love what you're doing, and we want to give you $2,500 for you to help reach that goal of yours. Here you go. Thank you, Mila. Listen, you are amazing. Keep up the work. You're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so proud of you. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.